Hunter's my heart. And Hunter's been through some tough times, but he's fighting. He's fighting. He's never given up. He's the most honorable, decent person I know.
Hunter Biden has been found guilty on all counts in his gun trial, federal trial in Wilmington, Delaware.
I know for a fact there's people out there saying, look, see, you saying Hunter should go to jail, but Trump shouldn't go to jail. See, you laughing at Hunter being a convicted felon, but Trump shouldn't be a convicted felon. It's like, no, it's a very big difference between you telling somebody, hey man, I need you to pay my lawyer back because he did a roundabout way paying that prostitute who extorted us for money because we need to change, we got a country to save. That's a different conversation than somebody high on crack and buying guns to do what with it. Why did Hunter Biden buy a gun? This video is brought to you by Prison Fellowship. Every year I help Prison Fellowship get as many young people to this summer camp as humanly possible. And Prison Fellowship is the Prison Fellowship nonprofit organization, which is a Christian organization. They work with people who are incarcerated, and they work to build and mend that relationship with their children. In this particular campaign, we're helping their children get to the summer camp. And this summer camp is absolutely out of control, amazing. The kids have an opportunity to hang out with one another. They have an opportunity to do outdoor activities, to get away from the hustle and bustle of everyday life that they're experiencing. And they get a chance to partner or at least communicate with children that are going through the same thing that they're going through and hear the gospel of Jesus Christ. So I want you guys to help me. Every year we've been doing this. We have never missed our goal a single year. We got about 100 kids, 99 kids that are going. We need about 200 more kids to reach our goal. It's $200 per kid. But if you don't have $200 to spend, if all of us put in the money, if all of us give a donation, we can all together make this happen. So give as God has purposed in your heart. If it's $1, if it's $10, if $100, if $500, if $10,000, whatever God has put on your heart, please, I want to reach our goal of getting these children to the Angel Tree Summer Camp like we've done every year that I've done this campaign. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to get notifications anytime I go live, make a video. Y'all already know what to do. Let's get into this. Brandon Tatum, what's the difference between Hunter Biden and Donald Trump? Hunter Biden unequivocally committed crimes that Ray Charles can see and Stevie don't have to wonder about. It's the clearest guilty verdict on planet Earth. The burden of proof is that you prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Hunter Biden was abusing drugs and was a drug addict at the time that he filled out the application to get a firearm and possessed a firearm. We have the date he filled out the application, we have the lie that he told on the application, and we have the fact that he possessed the firearm because then it was recovered by a family member and thrown in the trash. And we have messages from his phone where he's texting drug dealers that he want to meet with them and get high the day before he apply for the application. So this is different than Trump. To this day, people cannot tell me what was the underlying charge that made those documents that he falsified, or whatever you want to call it. What charge made those falsified documents an actual felony? Which charge? What crime did he commit? It is not unanimous in what crime, and many people don't know what crime. I don't even know what crime. And in my personal opinion, in order for you to elevate a crime as an aggravated charge, you need to be concrete and solid on the charge or the crime that was underlying, which means if you go out and you commit robbery, if somebody dies during that robbery, it's murder, right? We can see clearly that the aggravated charge is that you were robbing somebody and you kill somebody, and you're going to be charged with capital murder, or you can be charged with first-degree murder. You don't have to be premeditated. Let me explain it like this. If you accidentally kill somebody through negligence, it's manslaughter. If you intentionally kill somebody with no premeditation, right, it's second-degree murder. If you premeditate the murder of a person, it's first-degree murder. If you rob somebody and you kill somebody during a robbery, you intentionally kill them, right, which is second-degree murder. But since you did it in the commission of a robbery, they elevate that charge to first-degree murder. But we have to know what the underlying charge is, first of all, to end up upgrading that charge to first degree. If you steal from a store and you get convicted of stealing from a store multiple times, you shoplift, they call you an aggravated shoplifter. It's an aggravated charge. How do they know that the charge should be aggravated? Because you have been convicted multiple times on the same charge. If you are a prohibited possessor, if you commit a gun charge as a prohibited possessor, it is aggravated. So how do you know that the charge should be aggravated? Because there is proof unequivocally that you were charged with a gun crime or a felony crime. Therefore, we know what charge it is, and we know exactly why you can't possess a firearm. And so when you commit the crime with the firearm you shouldn't possess, there's a line of an investigation and a line of convictions that one could point to say this is why they aggravated the charge. With Donald Trump, we have no idea. What charge are they charging Trump with to make those falsifying documents felonies? We don't know. With Hunter Biden, we know. We got the form that he filled out and he lied. We have evidence that he was an addict. We have evidence that he was actively using drugs, not only through his cell phone, but also through witnesses. So we know exactly what the underlying charge is, the underlying offense is, unanimously agreed upon, and we also know why they charged him with felony possession of a firearm and lying on a document. All right, let me read this article from Breitbart. We know that he's been guilty on all charges. It says the historic verdict of a president's son reflects Hunter's high-stakes gambling to go to trial instead of accepting a revised plea deal that was proposed in the summer of 2023. Hunter faces up to 25 years in prison and $750 of fines, court filings say. Now, in my opinion, Donald Trump's crimes were falsifying documents. Right? They created those into 34 felonies. Falsifying documents to cover up the Stormy Daniels thing is what they're claiming. Nobody got hurt. There's no dangerous instruments involved. She actually coerced Trump and agreed to a cease and desist. She took the money and would have shut up if she didn't think she could make money and profit off of it. So we got that part. But there's no risk factor in falsifying documents on a piece of paper. This man falsely applied. Listen to this. The reason why it's a crime to lie about whether you are a drug addict before you buy a firearm is because if you're a drug addict, then you are not in the right state of mind. Therefore, you cannot legally obtain a firearm. You become a danger to not only yourself, but the public. Falsifying documents and becoming a danger to the public is two different things. And therefore, Donald Trump should get no time in prison, in my opinion. He's a first offender of falsifying documents that he didn't actually falsify. He knowingly, and maybe they say he instructed somebody to do it. He didn't even falsify the documents. But then you have Hunter Biden, who was illegally in possession of a firearm, which is a felony crime, really being a danger to himself and other people by being a drug addict, out of his mind on drugs, and possessing a firearm. Now, let me go on to finish reading the article. It says, there is typically a 2 or 3 month delay between convicting and sentencing in the federal system. We don't yet know what the sentencing guidelines would be if he's convicted on all counts, which is what was said originally. It says, but one legal expert says that they likely would specifically or specify around a year in prison. Hunter's gun trial judge recently delivered a year-long sentence to a defendant in a similar gun case. The defendant asked for a 6-month sentence, but the judge gave him 1 year in prison. The government charged Hunter with 1 count of falsifying or falsely stating in a purchase of a firearm, 1 count of possessing a firearm by a person who is an unlawful user of or addicted to a controlled substance, and 1 count of false statements related to information required to be kept by a federal firearms licensed dealer. Hunter used crack when he purchased the firearm in 2018, according to a wide variety of photos from the time of his abandoned laptop. The gun was found discarded in a public trash can next to a school. The Secret Service allegedly intervened in an investigation of the incident. It's according to the Breitbart document. He should go to jail. But you know what? How much you want to bet his daddy pardoned him? Because you got to think about it like this. If, as far as I'm concerned, I know the government has to protect president and his children with Secret Service for life. Not unless I'm mistaken. I need to look into that because I don't know if the president dies, do he still have to cover the children? I think that the government does. So that means that if he spends time in jail, that means just like Donald Trump, he may have Secret Service protecting him in jail. Now, this has never happened, right? A president has never been convicted of a crime that could result in jail time, and neither has a president's son or child. And so this is an unprecedented time in our country for both of these situations. But the reason I gave that lengthy explanation at the very beginning of the show is because I know for a fact there's people out there saying, look, see, you saying Hunter should go to jail, but Trump shouldn't go to jail. See, you laughing at Hunter being a convicted felon, but Trump shouldn't be a convicted felon. It's like, no, it's a very big difference between you telling somebody, hey, man, I need you to pay my lawyer back because he did a roundabout way paying that prostitute who extorted us for money because we need to change. We got a country to save. That's a different conversation than somebody high on crack and buying guns to do what with it. Why did Hunter Biden buy a gun? Now, I wasn't listening to the trial, so I don't know why he bought a gun. And I'll tell you this, what's just as bad is if he's been found guilty on this, he's going to get found guilty on tax evasion. The Democrats decry every day that the gun laws in America, gun violence, restrictions. And the president of the United States' son is a convicted felon with a gun charge. And then they go, we need the rich people to pay their fair share. Taxes. And now we see that the Trumps, I mean not Trumps, but Joe Biden, the president's son, may be found guilty of tax evasion. You can't make this up. Hold the phone. Hunter Biden jurors, the jurors in this case, they sound off while calling his daughter to the stand was a critical mistake. Two of the jurors who convicted, it says first son Hunter Biden. Just say Hunter Biden. I hate when articles write stupid stuff. On federal gun charges Tuesday, told the Post that they were particularly affected by his eldest daughter Naomi's testimony, with one panelist saying that the defense team made a mistake calling her as a witness. And it says Naomi Biden, 30, recounted her father's erratic behavior in the days after he illegally lied about his crack cocaine addiction to purchase a .38 caliber revolver on October the 12th, 2018. At one point, she said Hunter had texted her at 2 a.m. on October the 18th asking if Naomi could meet him somewhere in Manhattan to exchange cars after she used his Ford Raptor pickup to move her then boyfriend Peter Neal into her apartment. I'm really sad, Dad, Naomi texts Hunter later that day after he missed out on another planned, let's see, I don't even know what another planned event, I'm assuming. She says, I can't take this. I don't know what to say. I just miss you so much and want to hang out with you. It just seems so sad for her to see her father in such a state. One juror, 51-year-old black woman from Upper Delaware, told the Post. She was happy when she thought he was getting better, then he relapsed. And here's a quote, another quote. It says, I just think she probably just wanted her dad to be like he was before her Uncle Bo died. In May of 2015, she added, and to be able to depend on him. And it says the Sussex County juror agreed that photos and text messages built the backbone of the prosecution's case. So not only did he clearly have evidence of wrongdoing, but also the witnesses who were his family members. And one was his brother's wife that he was banging. They put the nail in the coffin for his conviction. And people are wondering, like I said in the first segment, what sentence is he going to get? This article from New York Post said Hunter Biden's judge once gave stiffer sentences a similar guns case. So, of course, they're going to give him preferential treatment, maybe because he's sober now, that they may feel sorry for him. He still needs to do some time in prison. Think about this for a minute. If somehow Biden doesn't do time in jail, but Trump does, the world will burn and the Democrats will lose for sure.